Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, y'all remember several weeks back I went through all my stored food, the dry stored food in my barn out there. I got 6 totes, we'll show y'all, that I brought inside to go through. Some of them just either never did get a good seal or lost their seal. So I'm going through every bag, redoing it. Now, I've always used Mylar bags, as y'all can see in that tote. But it just seemed like it's not working well enough. So what I decided I'd do is try to do vacuum seal bags and put an oxygen absorber in there with it as well. That should help it stay fresher longer. So I've ran into things like macaroni and rice and the spiral noodles. Let's see what's on here. They were poking through the bag, and they poked through the Mylar bag as well. So this is just grits, you know. It does great. It doesn't have any sharp points. Cherry Kool-Aid, you know, no sharp points, so it does great in a Mylar or vacuum seal. Vacuum seal is a lot cheaper, but I still buy the oxygen absorbers. So I'm going to try it this way and see how it does. I mean, I've had some flour, like right here, plain flour, that was originally done 925 or 14. That's almost 10 years ago. I opened this up. It's still as fresh as the day I put it in there because it had a good seal on it. So this time, I'm doing it different. The vacuum seal, you don't want to suck up all that fine stuff into your vacuum sealer and tear it up. So I put it in a brown bag and then vacuum seal it. That keeps it in there. But either way, I've got a lot left to do. It's going to take me, you know, the rest of this week when I have time working on it. But now I'm fixing to make me some more bags because I used up all the bags I had. The only thing I could not get to seal is the spiral noodles. Like you would have spiral noodles for mac and cheese or, you know, Alfredo or something like that. That stuff was just so pointy it kept poking through. I did it like 4 times. Finally, I just threw it in the trash. If I got to fight with it, I'm not saving it. So it's not that big a deal. I bought a bunch of boxes of it when it was on clearance or something, but it won't hold. It keeps poking holes in whatever bag I put it in. So I'm gonna get busy, make me a bunch of bags, and you know, I didn't think this macaroni noodles would poke through, but it will as well. So I'm putting it all in brown bags and then vacuum sealing it. And I've got a lot left to do, so I need to make a bunch of bags, and that's what I'm fixing to work on now. All right, guys, as you can see, doing flour and cornmeal and things like that makes a mess, especially when you're doing it by yourself. I'm pouring one bag into a paper bag, you know, 2 paper bags actually. So that's what it looks like when it's done. So what I'm doing is I'm writing down what it was plain flour in the original package date of 9/2014, redone today. So it's hard as a brick. If I flip it over, you'll see I'm putting an oxygen absorber in there with it. So I think that's going to work a lot better for making it last. I haven't found but 1 bag out of 2 totes that had bugs in it. So that was, I think, cornmeal. It seems to be the worst. But I've got bread flour. I've got self-rising flour, 2 of those, 2 bread flour and 2 plain flour. And what I've come to determine is if this works better than the Mylar bag, then I'm just going to buy it in the 5-pound bag and make a vacuum bag that fits that and just leave it in there and vacuum seal it in this package. So I don't have to rebag it into a brown bag. I don't have to do anything but slide it into the vacuum seal bag, put an oxygen absorber in it, and seal it up. And I think that's going to make it a lot faster and a lot easier and definitely a lot cleaner. So anyway, just thought I'd point that out. All right, guys, so here's what I got done. I've got 2 totes completely full. I did throw away a bunch of these spiral noodles. This time I left them in their original bag and added an oxygen absorber. And, you know, there's 4 boxes worth in that bag. But anyway, they're gluten-free. I've got a close family member that's allergic to gluten, so when I saw them on clearance, that's what I decided to do. But they still may poke through, so I'll leave them here for at least 24 hours to make sure everything holds its vacuum. And if it does, then I'll get this moved back out to the barn, put with the other long-term food storage. But you see there's black-eyed peas right there, and that's a bunch of them. And then, of course, mac and cheese, and this is bread flour, you know, that stuff I was showing you earlier. Spaghetti noodles, they're cheap. They do poke holes in it. I had to do this one, I think, 3 times. You know, you get one that don't want to bend or don't want to break or whatever, and it'll poke a hole in your bag through your paper. They are aggravating, but once you get it to seal, if it holds, you know, it's fine. But anyway, I'm tired. I've been doing this a lot yesterday evening, and then, you know, I did over a tote yesterday evening and then almost a full tote today. So it's a lot to redo when you've got to go through some of it 2 or 3 times. But like the peas, they don't need to be in a brown bag. There's nothing sharp about them. It seals real nice, and it's got an oxygen absorber, so they should stay sealed for a very long time. And the stuff I put in the brown bag, hopefully that works for me. I know on flour, sugar's not so bad, but flour and cornmeal, you know, things like that, it's real light and fluffy. It'll suck it through your machine and mess your machine up. So that you do need to put that in a bag, a brown bag, and then put it in your vacuum seal bag, and then vacuum seal it. It'll suck the air through that brown paper bag without pulling all that flour out, getting into your machine. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. You know, I may do another video as I do the other 3.5 totes I've got left, but for right now, just showing y'all I'm working, and there's a lot of food here. There's a lot of calories. There's a lot of nutritious food here. Black-eyed peas are good for you, you know, and you know, you make spaghetti, flour, cornmeal, there's grits, other types of dried beans, red kidney bean. I've got a lot of stuff here, and it's not nowhere near enough. I wish I had 10 times the amount of food I've got properly sealed like this. But, you know, we're all still prepping. We're all trying to get ready for when crap hits the fan. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. See, I'm not 100% sure that these noodles here are going to hold up. Right now, the vacuum bag is nice and tight, but we'll just have to see if it does. Because as that oxygen absorber soaks up oxygen, it'll make it want to look tight. So you come back 24 hours later, it's done its job. If the bag's loose, it's done. You know, I'm not even going to try to save that. I've done bought 10 other bags of them, and I just threw them away. But anyway, I want to wrap this up here, guys. I appreciate you watching. I hope you're prepping. I hope I helped you, you know, teach you something, or shared some knowledge, or inspired you to get more food put up. I think we're going to need it before it's over with. So y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.